This is not news to me at all. In fact, growing up, I knew of Bert and Ernie. They was my neighbors, nice as could be. But really, this shouldn't have taken people by surprise. In the early to mid 2000s, almost everybody used to crack jokes on Bert and Ernie being longtime lovers. So this isn't nothing new. Basically, Frank Oz, who was the voice of dozens of Muppets and puppets, as one of Jim Henson's earliest collaborators and now the storied puppeteer, he's lending his voice to the debate over whether or not Sesame Street characters Bert and Ernie are in fact gay. I mean, but if you basically go to YouTube and type in Bert and Ernie earliest episodes of Sesame Street, you'll see where they want you to share the same bed, share the same tub, basically live as a married couple. And as I was younger, I used to believe that they was brothers or maybe what I would push it and say cousins because I didn't even see cousins doing that. Brothers, yeah, I can understand that. Growing up in poverty, sometimes you have to be in the same bed. Yeah, I understand that. But I realized they wasn't brothers and they wasn't friends because they stayed together. So I'm thinking that they was roommates. But moving on to the story. After parents started catching on, the show changed how Ernie and Bert did things, and it wasn't together anymore. The decades old discussion over Bert and Ernie's relationship status raged on Twitter after former Sesame Street writer Mark Saltzman told blog Queerty that he wrote the duo as a couple based on his own real world relationship with film editor Arnold Glassman. Now, Frank Oz says he knows who and what Bert is, and being gay is not one of them. Although he also said, why does it matter? When a character is created to be queer, it is indeed important that the character be known as such. It is also important when a character who was not created queer be accepted as such, Oz wrote. Now that's what he wrote. So it appears to be unclear as to exactly what kind of characters Bert and Ernie really are. But if you know anything about showbiz, they cram so much subliminals inside children's minds until they could have been doing this thing all along. There was a guy who originally played Barney during the early 1990s was let go because of a lot of unacceptable things that he was doing on set, probably doing something to children that he was let go. You ever notice that Barney's voice kept changing almost every other year or every year? Barney's voice never stayed the same. The actors was taught to keep it at a certain high pitch, but you could basically tell when he lowered his voice. When the individual lowered their voice, it was a completely different person under the costume. Getting back to the story. But to show you just how tricky TV can be, a statement from Sesame Street Workshop, which produces Sesame Street, initially said that the pair had no sexual orientation and that they were simply friends, nothing more. Well, watch this. On Tuesday night, Sesame Workshop updated their statement to say that the show had always promoted inclusion and acceptance. Why change? When they felt they was being attacked, I believe that they came back and they said, well, we always supported inclusion and acceptance. I understand that. I get that. Say it out the gate, you know? About 7 years ago, there was a petition, 11,000 signatures to have Bert and Ernie married on Sesame Street. And after that, that's when Sesame Workshop said that they always supported inclusion and acceptance. They probably said, oh, it's going to be a backlash if we was to do this. So they never did do it. But that happened about 7 years ago. It was a petition to have both of them married. So Frank Oz and Mark Saltzman, they're both telling two different stories. One is a writer and one is the puppeteer, is basically at a standstill. So perhaps for another 10 or 20 years, people are still going to be in debate on whether or not Ernie and Bert's relationship is indeed more than just friends sharing an apartment or roommates. Which, by the way, they never mention roommates. You ever notice that? Said that it was just friends. What friend you know, and I don't have anything against gay people, but what friend you know actually live together and take a bath together and lay in the same bed together? Hmm. Just want to leave you with something to think about. I was your host, Priceless Raw, with another video. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up, give it a like. And if you have any kind of additional comments, please be sure to leave it down in the comment section below. And as always, you guys have an awesome day. Be blessed. And I'll be back with another video later.